Hi loves, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Morgan and I make videos about luxury handbags, fashion, and lifestyle, so if that's your thing, please subscribe and turn on notifications. I upload twice a week and I would love to have you here. Today we're talking all about investment bags. The term used commonly in the luxury community, and it's used in a few different ways, so I'm going to kind of break down what this term means. I don't really believe in buying bags as an investment. There are other things to invest your money in, like a Roth IRA, the stock market, property. Those are real investments. Handbags, I'm gonna get into why. I'm always gonna give you the best buying tips I can here, and because I always search the pre-loved market before I buy any bag, I know what the going rates are. I do know what bags do resell well, so I can give you that advice in case you do want to buy an investment bag. But I'm going to kind of break down first what an investment bag really means. There are two separate ways you can refer to a bag as an investment, and what those two things are, and kind of give you my take on it and tell you some things they don't tell you about buying bags as investments. First, we need to define what the fashion community means when they say an investment bag. There's two ways you can use investment as a fashion term. The first way, meaning an investment into your wardrobe. The characteristics of a bag that would be an investment piece for your wardrobe would be something that could take you from year to year. It's more of a timeless style rather than a trendy style. So there's not a whole lot of bags that people refer to as investment pieces, but I personally feel like when you buy what you love, which is what I preach here on my channel, is to buy the bags that you love because you love them, not because of what anyone else says, including me. When you buy that way, any quality made bag can be an investment piece. I like to classify an investment bag for your wardrobe as a piece that you love, that you know that no matter the trend, you're still gonna wear it and get the enjoyment out of it. That is an investment into your wardrobe because you're putting down a bigger initial chunk, but your cost per wear gets very low in the long term because it's made of quality, so it lasts longer and you get more use out of it. You have to look at the ROI of your bag, which is your return on investment. ROI in the fashion community, we refer to that as cost per wear. You divide the cost of the bag by how many times you wear it, and that is your cost per wear. And the more you wear it, the lower your cost per wear gets. You get a return on your investment by lowering that cost per wear over the years. The second way a lot of channels refer to an investment bag is a bag that you intend to buy and resell, and you can recuperate close to what you paid or as much as you paid for the bag when you go to resell it. Sometimes you can get above, but those are very rare cases, and I'll get into that a little more later. Typically, this comes from the fact that a lot of fashion houses raise their prices yearly. So classic styles from the big fashion houses, typically when they have their price increases, the pre-loved price goes up as well. Not always proportionally, but the idea is that if you buy the bag today, in 2 years they will have had at minimum 2 price increases. So that price that you paid, if you've kept the bag in good condition, you can resell it 2 years later for that same price because someone else will be getting a deal for the bag because it's less than the retail price now. You'll be getting your money out of it. To get into what they don't tell you about buying bags as investments. The biggest thing people don't really mention when they're talking about buying bags as investment bags is the fact that you have to keep that bag in excellent condition to get the same amount that you paid for it. If you buy one designer bag, even if it's a Chanel classic flap, you wear it every single day and you beat the crap out of that bag, and there's stains on the inside, there's marks on the outside. Even if Chanel has price increases every year or twice a year, however often it is, you're not going to get what you paid for that bag out of it. I'll give you a real life example. I had a mini rectangular flap from Chanel in a patent leather in a teal blue, which is a very desirable color. Bought that bag in 2013. I resold it last year, and I lost money on that bag because at that time when I bought it, I didn't know how to properly care for a designer bag, and I got color transfer on it. The price I paid for that bag was $2,600. The price of a Chanel rectangular flap right now is $3,500. So in theory, I should have been able to at least get $2,600, but I ended up getting less than $2,000 for the bag. So I lost a lot of money on that bag. And that is a bag that is generally recommended as an investment bag, but because it wasn't in tip-top condition, I didn't get the price I paid for out of it. You must be incredibly particular about the care of your handbag if you are buying it to use and then resell. Now, some people can buy them, just keep them in a box and resell them. I'm not really speaking to those people in this video. That's a whole different ball game, and if you're at that level, you probably already have the designer knowledge to know what styles you can buy, hold on to, and resell, and just keep them in the box like that and make your money back. Other thing they don't tell you is that it can be hard to predict which bags are going to resell well. There are a few handful of classics that you just absolutely know for sure, like a Birkin or a Kelly. You can definitely resell that for at least what you paid. But it's also very difficult to get those bags. For the shops who are like Chanel or Dior, where you can just walk in and purchase a bag off the shelf, it's much more difficult to predict what is going to be so desirable that you're going to get the same amount of money that you paid for that bag when you go to resell it to someone who is still looking for the bag. Another thing they don't tell you, and something that takes so much time to research, is that color can affect the resale value. A Chanel iridescent classic flap can fetch you well over retail value, whereas a black one would be slightly under retail value because there's just so many on the pre-loved market. More obscure colors, maybe like a burnt orange or like something that's harder to pair with your clothing, will fetch you well under retail. So just because you go for a classic investment style bag, if you buy the wrong colorway, it can be hard to resell. With every single brand, you're gonna have to do the research to know what colors resell well and what colors do not. It'll just say, oh, a Chanel classic flap is an investment bag because it goes up in price every year. But they don't tell you that the color that you choose drastically affects what resale value you're gonna get down the line. Another thing they don't tell you is that just because Chanel increases their price doesn't mean that the pre-loved price increases proportionally. Just because Chanel has one price increase doesn't mean that that pre-loved average price will be the price you paid. You might have to hold on to that bag for 2 to 3 years or even longer for the pre-loved price to catch up to what you paid for the bag after the retail price has gone up even more. So that's the thing, like, you can't just say, oh, buy it now because there's gonna be a price increase and then you can make money on the bag. That's not how it works. Like, you have to be able to hold on to this bag in excellent condition for at least 2 to 3 years, sometimes more, for the pre-loved price to catch up with what you paid for the bag. Almost better to buy a pre-loved one in excellent condition at a discount from the retail price. So then the average pre-loved price is going up, then maybe you're making money faster if you keep it in excellent condition and you can resell it. Another thing they don't tell you about buying bags as investments is it takes a lot of research. I don't mean just searching once on Fashion File. To know the trends, it takes months of checking the pre-loved market at least once a week in the bag you're interested in. Because when a bag is first released, it's oftentimes that on the pre-loved market there's a spike. And then about 6 months later, that price goes down. Be at retail or maybe below, you don't know. But to find those trends, when you should resell a particular designer bag, there's so many factors that go into it that you really have to do your research and know your stuff to make money on a bag or get your money out of a bag. Another shocking thing that no one seems to cover is the fact that once the pre-loved price comes up to what you paid for that investment bag, if you cannot sell directly to a buyer, all these platforms take a cut. You have to wait even longer for the pre-loved price to go above what you paid for at retail to factor in that cut that they take for selling the bag for you. Poshmark takes a cut, Fashion File, Yuji's Closet, The RealReal, all these places take a cut of the bag. Oftentimes you're losing money on these fees. Some of these fees can be between 20 and 30% of the sale price. A lot of fashion houses do not increase their prices 30% on a price increase. So you got to imagine that that's going to take a lot longer to get your bag well above what you paid for it. It could take you months to sell on your own, especially if you don't have the network that these reselling platforms have. They have people coming to them to look for pre-loved bags, so it's much more likely you're going to be able to sell through them. But then when they take a cut, you're not making the money. So then your investment bag is not really an investment unless the retail price has just grown astronomically, so that even after they take their cut, you are still left with at or above what you paid for the bag. Now that I've probably scared you out of ever buying a bag as an investment, it's not the point, but I just wanted to caution you about all of these different things that a lot of people don't talk about in the luxury handbag community. Now I'm going to tell you actually some bags that you can get around what you paid for them when you go to resell them. I want to caution you, I really don't encourage this, but I know that some people have this mindset that that's how they want to buy bags. I really believe in buying what you love for use. I understand a lot of people do like to buy and then maybe in 2 years they want to sell it and get something different. For those people who would like to do it that way, I am going to name a few bags that you can at least get close to what you paid. So even if it's just slightly under, then it's more of like that's what you paid to use it for the time you had it. The first two bags, which I'm not going to touch on much because they're difficult to get, is the Birkin and the Kelly. You can always get at least what you paid. You can actually, a lot of them, turn around and sell it for a profit. They're two very unique cases, and I don't know how long it takes to sell something of that price range. It might take a long time. And the good thing is even if you go through a reseller, they can usually get a premium on the bag enough to cover their fee, and you can still get your retail price out of the bag. The next bag is a Chanel classic flap in a mini to a medium size. Jumbos and maxis tend to go for quite below retail, so if you are interested in a jumbo or a maxi, definitely buy pre-loved. But if you want to buy new or you want to buy excellent pre-loved condition, a medium, small, or mini classic flap, they are good investments. Now again, you have to keep them in good condition to resell. A pink like this resells very well. Something in these lighter colors, Tiffany blue, is also a fabulous investment. They usually go above retail price. Black, I feel black Chanel classic flap is very oversaturated in the pre-love market, and unless you've kept it in like perfect new condition, it's not going to resell as easily and quickly and for the price that you want as much as getting like a pink one like this or an iridescent one. A lot of the iridescent ones sell above retail, which is like crazy. Mini will always resell really well. You don't want just any classic flap to be an investment bag. You want to get that unicorn piece everyone's hunting for, because then that is going to be a bag that you know is going to resell so well for years to come. Another great investment bag is the Louis Vuitton Neverfull or the Speedy, which I don't own, because everyone's always looking for them. A lot of them on the pre-love market are in like kind of crap condition, so if you can keep it in good condition, you can usually get about what you paid for it out of it. Just keep going up year after year, so if you do keep it in a great condition, this can be a good investment bag because someone is always looking for these. They're not too high of a price point. You have more of a customer pool for this than you do for a Chanel classic flap. So a Neverfull, especially in the limited edition. If I go to resell this now, I could make money on this bag because what it's reselling for on the pre-love market is astronomical compared to the retail price of this bag. So if you can get a limited edition Neverfull or Speedy from the store or the Louis Vuitton online shop, that is a great investment piece because you can at minimum get someone to buy it off of you for what you paid for it. Another investment bag that I really love is the Chanel Coco handle. Now, this is a newer bag. It's technically a seasonal piece. I've been watching the Coco handle on the pre-love market for about 2 years now. Always sell above retail price. So if you can get your hands, especially on a desirable color, that will resell even better. The only caution I have for this is only going to be true as long as the Coco handle is still really popular. I hope that goes on forever because I'm obsessed with this, and I hope they keep making it in amazing colors because I would love to add more to my collection. But if you were gonna buy a Coco handle and then resell it in even a year to 2 years, get at least what you paid for it. So right now I do actually think that this is a great investment bag. Another piece that I think is a good investment is actually a collection of pieces. So Saint Laurent tiny pieces in this size range, something under $1,500. They sell for almost retail on the pre-love market. No one talks about Saint Laurent as an investment bag because I really feel like with their bigger styles, you tend to lose a good bit of money off of them. These tiny styles like the wallet on a chain style, and then like the Lou, which is like the camera bag, those tend to sell for just about retail on the pre-love market. If you bought one and you held on to it for a year or two, you could probably get close to what you paid, maybe like $100 less. That's not a really huge loss for a designer bag. Bigger Saint Laurent styles, however, you can lose almost half the bag. My Vicky bag, like pre-loved, I don't even want to think about it. That one retail was so expensive that on the pre-love market, they're almost 50% off, at least 40% off. So yeah, stick to the teeny tiny ones. And a way to check this is to look at the Saint Laurent website, look what the price is for these teeny bags, and then go to Fashion File or go to The RealReal, see what they're selling them for. Last bag is technically an SLG. Since it has a tiny chain, we're gonna call it a bag. And it's the mini pochette, especially in the limited edition, but even the regular one. You can buy this and resell it for more money than you paid for it immediately. Like, the trick to reselling these, if you're going to sell directly, is to look at the average pre-love price, which is going to be astronomical, and price yours, you know, $30 to $50 below the pre-love price, and you're still going to make a profit. If you want to sell it quick, that's the way to do it, but you could even put it up in the regular pre-love range and probably still sell it off. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative. If you did, please give it a like and let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. I hope you found some useful tips from this. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram to see how I style my bags, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!